Hello, in this video I'll be explaining lesson number 3, enterprise business growth and size. So this lesson starts by telling us or to introducing us to the term entrepreneur, and let's see who is an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is a person who organizes, operates, and takes risk for a new business venture. So whoever is starting a new business, we call him or her an entrepreneur. And this entrepreneur, he or she, like she does the organizing part, the operation part, and the risk-taking part. So if I'm going to start a new business, there is a benefit of being an entrepreneur, and there are some disadvantages of being an entrepreneur. The benefits: number one, independence, being able to choose how to use time and money, which means that I'm independent, I'm free to choose the amount of money that I'll be using, and the time on the time that I'll be using to start my business, or the time that I need in specific process in the business. Number two, I'll be able to put my own ideas into practice. So I can be creative, I can use my ideas, not the ideas of others. This is a benefit of being an entrepreneur because I'm free to use my own ideas. Number three, may become famous and successful if the business grows. If I put the right time, effort, and money, my business could become famous and it can be successful, and that leads the business to grow more and more. So one of the benefits of being an entrepreneur, that I might be famous and I might be successful. Number four, may be profitable, and the income might be higher than working as an employee for another business. So because I'm an entrepreneur, the first benefit over here is I'm going to gain more profit, and the income that I'm getting from my own personal business is going to be so much higher than working for someone or working in another business from 9 to 5. So it's going to be the income that I'm going to get from this private business, from this new business that I'm doing, is going to be way higher than working for someone else. Number five, able to make use of personal interests and skills. So everything that I know, all the skills that I have, the experience, I'll be able to put it into practice in my own personal business. And here we're going to be talking about the disadvantages. The first disadvantage of being an entrepreneur, someone who starts a new business venture, is risk. Okay, it is a risky, let's say, step to take. So many new entrepreneurs' businesses fail, especially if there is poor planning. So one of the reasons why some businesses they fail because of their poor planning. So there's a high risk to fail in case I did a poor planning. Number two, capital. Capital means the money that I'm willing to invest in the business. Entrepreneurs have to put their own money into the business and possibly find other sources of capital. So like, it's another way of being risky. It's when I'm investing my personal money in the business. I'm not using the money of someone else. No, I'm using my personal money, and this is also risky. Number three, lack of knowledge and experience in starting and operating a business. So if I'm starting a business that needs a lot of experience, needs a lot of skills that I do not have, okay, this might be a disadvantage for me as an entrepreneur, because I don't have enough knowledge, I don't have enough experience in starting this business specifically, or specifically starting a business in this specific industry. Number four, opportunity cost, and this is a term that we were introduced earlier in the previous video. Opportunity cost, lost income from not being an employee of another business. So I'm starting my own business, so the opportunity cost is the income that I'm getting from the other business that I was working in, and I'm risking the fixed income that I used to have in the other business, and it's turning this other business into an opportunity cost. So here we have the 8 characteristics of a successful entrepreneur. Anyone who wants to start a new business must have specific qualities, specific characteristics in order to be a successful entrepreneur. So we're going to see what are the characteristics and why are they important. Why is it important to have these qualities in an entrepreneur? The first characteristic or the first thing is hard working. An entrepreneur should be a hard worker, should be able or willing to work in long hours and to have short holidays are typical for many entrepreneurs to make their business successful. I'm willing to work long hours, to let go of weekends or holidays in order to work more on my project or on my business. Number 2, the entrepreneur should be a risk taker. So many decisions to produce goods and services that people might buy is potentially risky. So I should be a risk taker. I'm willing to take risk and should make a decision to produce goods or services that people might buy is potentially risky. I should make sure that I'm making the right decision, and in case I didn't do the right decision, it's a risk for me as an entrepreneur. Number 3, creative. Creative is basically the entrepreneur should have new ideas. New ideas about the products, new ideas about the services, and new ideas of ways to attract customers and to make it different from existing firms, to have a new idea that's going to attract the customer in order to sell them more and to serve them more. Number 4 is optimistic. Looking forward to a better future is essential. If you think only of failure, you will fail. The entrepreneur should have this kind of positive attitude, a positive thoughts towards his business. And number 5, self-confident. The entrepreneur should be self-confident. He should have confidence. Being self-confident is necessary to convince other people of your skills and to convince banks, other lenders, and customers that your business is going to be successful. So if you're not confident enough in your business or you don't have enough confidence, you will not be able to convince the people that you are dealing with, whether you're dealing with banks, you're dealing with lenders, or you're dealing with customers. So in order to be successful, in order to have a, let's say, a good and positive let's say attitude towards your business, you should show confidence. Number 6, innovative. Innovative is just simply being able to put your new ideas into practice in interesting and different ways. So I'm creative, I did new ideas. Like having just ideas is not enough. You should put your ideas into practice. You should make these new ideas a reality. And number 7, independent. Entrepreneurs will often have to work on their own before they can afford to employ others. Entrepreneurs must be well motivated and be able to work without help. So if I'm independent, okay, this is really important, because when you're starting a new business, you're starting it alone. You're the only employee in this business. So you don't have employees yet. You still cannot afford to have employees. So you must be able to work alone without having to count on others or to ask for help from others. And number 8, effective communicator. Effective communicator. Talking clearly and confidently to banks, other lenders, customers, and government agencies about the new business will raise the profit of the new business. You should be able to have, let's say, an appropriate conversation with other people who are interested in your new business. So if you don't have it, if you can't actually communicate with others, you will not be able to communicate your new business idea, product, services, whether you're talking to a bank, you're talking to a customer, you're talking to a government agency. You have to be able to have a good conversation and be an effective communicator. Now, we're going to be talking about business plan. First, let's see what's a business plan. A business plan is a document. So It is a document containing a lot of things. It contains business objectives and important details about the operation, finance, and owners of the new business. So this plan includes a lot of things, and it must be prepared before you actually start the business. You must prepare a good business plan before you actually start the business, because this business plan is gonna assist entrepreneurs. It's going to be such a great help for the entrepreneurs. So the business plan has a lot of details included in it. It has a lot of content. So in this part of the lesson, we are going to be introduced to the contents of the business plan and how business plan assist entrepreneurs. So a bank will almost certainly ask an entrepreneur for a business plan before agreeing to a loan or overdraft to help finance the new business. So it is important to have a business plan if you're asking for a loan from the bank. By completing a business plan, the entrepreneur is forced to think ahead and plan carefully for the first few years. So this business plan is going to help me to have this kind of prediction towards the future and to make me think ahead and have to carefully think and to plan for at least the first few years. So the entrepreneur will have to consider the following. So the entrepreneur must ask himself several questions before he actually starts with the plan. So the first question is, what products or services do I intend to provide, and which consumers am I aiming at? So what are the products and services that I'm going to provide, and who are going to be my target customers or the consumers I'm aiming to help? And the second question is, what will be my main costs, and will enough products be sold to pay for them? So I must prepare the cost that I'm willing to have, all right, during my working in my business, and will enough products will be sold to pay for them? Am I going to sell enough products in order to cover these costs? Number 3, where will the firm will be located? And also here I'm preparing for the location. What machinery and how many people will be required in the business? Here I'm going to prepare for the equipments, the machines that I'll be using, and also the number of employees that I will be acquiring, I'll be recruiting in my business, and if the business is successful and I need more employees. Now, every business plan might be different, but generally business plans contain similar headings. The content of a business plan will usually include the following. So we have 7 main points regarding the business plan. Let's see the first one. Description of the business. So the first thing that I will write in my business plan is a description of the business, and it's a brief history and summary of the business and the objectives of the business. I'm describing my business. I'm writing a short description about the history of the business if my business has been started way years ago, and summary of the business, brief summary about the business. And the third thing in the description is the objectives of my business. What are my goals and objectives? The second thing is products and services. Since I asked myself about the product and services over here, it's time to write them in my business plan. Products and services describe what the business sells or delivers, and strategy for continuing or developing products and services in the future to remain competitive and grow in the business. In this part in the business plan, I'm including full details of the product and how it's manufactured and how it's distributed. So basically in the part of the product and services, I'm just writing everything related to products and services, whether I'm continuing a product or I'm stopping a product, how this product is manufactured, how this product is distributed. Every single detail about products and services must be included in this part of the business plan. The third one is the market. Describes the market in the business is targeting. So we are talking here more about the employees the market is targeting. Description should include total market size, the number of people or the number of customers I'm targeting, predicted market growth. Am I expecting my market to grow? or not in the coming years. Target market, who are the people that I'm targeting? What are their characteristics? What are their features? Who am I targeting? Who is my target market? And analysis of competitors. Here I'm just analyzing the competitors, who is competing with me, who's working in the same industry as my business is working, and predicted changes in the market in the future. So in this business plan, I'm just putting some predictions in case there were changes in the market in the future, so I can be ready for these changes. And forecast sales revenue from the product. I'm putting a forecast for let's say 2 years, 3 years, about the sales revenue, the revenue that I'm getting from selling this product. Number 4, business location and how products will reach customers. So here we are talking about two different things: a business location and how products will reach customers. The first thing, we are describing the physical location of the business, and also if I'm doing like an offline place, it's a physical location, actual setting, or I'm doing it online, whether it's offline or online. Also describes how the business delivers products and services to customers. What is the way that I'm making the products available for the customers as well. Number 5, organization structure and management. Describe the organizational structure over here. Management details of employees required. It usually includes the number and level of skills required for the employees. In this part, I'm basically focusing on the management part and what is the structure of my organization, and also details about the employees, the number of employees that I have, and what is like the specific skills that I need my employees to have in order to work for me. Number 6, financial information. Projected future financial accounting statements for several years or more into the future. These should include the income statement and statements of financial position. So I'm adding in part of financial information, everything related to finance. I'm including an income statement. I'm including the statement of financial position, which is a forecast of all the financial processes that I did in the past years. And also over here, sources of capital. What is the source of capital? What's the source of money I'm using in my business? Am I using my private money? Am I asking for, or am I the capital I'm using in my business is a loan from the bank? Predicted cost. I should let's say plan for the cost that I will have in my business, whether it's a fixed cost or a variable cost that I will be explaining in the coming lesson. Forecast cash flow and working capital, projection of profitability and liquidity ratio as well. I'll be explaining these with details in the coming chapters. 7. Business strategy explains how the business intends to satisfy customers' needs and gain brand loyalty. So in the business strategy, which is the last part in my business plan, I'm just trying to explain here how the business is planning to satisfy the customer's needs and to gain brand loyalty, to avoid the customer switching to another brand. It's like mostly related to the marketing part. A summary should be included to bring together all the points from above that should demonstrate the business will be successful. So everything, all the points that I talked about over here in the business strategy, I will write a brief summary, how to bring together all these points in a short summary, okay, in order to demonstrate the business, how it's going to be successful. Now here, miss, without this detailed plan, what might happen? What if I don't have a plan? The first thing I'm going to talk about is the bank. So the bank will be reluctant to lend money to the business. This is because the owners of the new business cannot show that they have thought seriously about the future and plan for the challenges that they will certainly meet. So if you don't have a plan, this is an indication for the bank that you're not serious about the future of your business and you didn't plan enough for the challenges that you certainly going to meet. Even with a detailed business plan, the bank might not offer a loan if the bank manager believes that the plan is not well completed. So, so you must do a really good business plan to add all the details in order to show this bank that you're, let's say, want a loan from, that you are serious and you are capable to predict and to plan for these challenges. So this is part one of lesson 3. There's part 2 in the coming video. Thank you.